Today I'm going to go over a very creepy case that happened back in 2017. I did cover this story many years ago, but sadly YouTube took the video down due to graphic content. But since this might be one of the greatest cases of mass hysteria that was caused by a supernatural entity, I wanted to cover this one again. Now, this video that was taken down was one of my first viral videos. It's an amazing case of vampires and mass hysteria. It was such a crazy event that it even got worldwide attention, and the UN had to get its staff out of the country as fast as they could. Back in 2017, in Malawi, Africa, there was a mass panic that swept through this country like wildfire after people started reporting encounters with a supernatural creature that they called the Bloodsucker. This all began when the police started to receive a lot of strange and just downright creepy calls from terrified eyewitnesses who claimed that while they were sleeping, they felt a sharp pain in their neck. So these people woke up screaming their heads off, wondering what the heck was going on. Then they would see someone running outside their house, or there'd be a person just staring at them. Now these victims realized that whoever, or whatever this was trying to suck their blood. Some even claimed that they had glowing red eyes. Now the people of Malawi were scared to death, and they truly believed that people were being attacked by a creature that has been in their folklore for thousands of years. It even got to a point where these attacks were happening every single night. And since everybody was on edge, the police had to come out with a statement. The police told the public that stories of these vampires, these bloodsuckers, have been around these lands since the dawn of time. But still to this day, there's never been any proof that they exist. Now this statement made the people of Malawi angry, as they truly believe that these creatures do exist, and that the police were not taking these attacks seriously. So over the next few days, angry mobs started to form in the streets, and these mobs were far more dangerous than any vampire. One of them even attacked the chief of police's house. It was chaos. Now after this attack, the police came out with another statement. They wanted to let the public know that as of yet, nobody has actually died by being bitten or being sucked to blood, and that these stories were only created to create fear amongst the community, and that they were working around the clock investigating every single one of these reports. Now yet again, this made a lot of people angry. They wanted the police to find and expose these vampires. But by this time, it was already too late, as mass hysteria was in full effect. One woman went to the hospital and claimed that a vampire bit her, and everyone at this hospital just took off running, believing that she was about to turn into one. Then there were mobs of angry men with weapons taking matters into their own hands, even killing people who they thought was one of these bloodsuckers. One man was torched to death, another was stoned to death, and I believe in total 12 people died by being accused of being a vampire. There were probably a lot more that were not reported. Now the president was trying his best to stop this mass hysteria, and he blamed his country's obsession with witchcraft, which is very common in Malawi. Now it took a while, but eventually everyone did calm down. They probably realized that us humans, when scared and angry, are far more dangerous than any bloodsucker. Now there are many cases from all around the world that, in a way, are similar to this. Not that long ago, I covered a story in South America about a high school that shut down for an entire week. The story goes, one day, a few girls decided to cut class and play with a Ouija board in the basement of their school because they thought it was haunted. And while they were playing with this Ouija board, these girls started to act possessed. They were just going nuts. And this possession, or whatever this was, spread throughout the entire school, scaring everyone to death. So the principal had no choice. He had to shut the school down until he could figure out what was going on. Now what is shocking is this does happen quite often, especially in South America. And this phenomena, this mass possession, always begins when someone plays with a Ouija board. Now the reason I covered this story is because witchcraft is kind of like playing with a Ouija board. It can open doors to the other side. And maybe these bloodsuckers were possessed. Or maybe this was part of a ritual to become one. One story I stumbled upon about an encounter with real vampires, allegedly, happened in Kenya. Eyewitnesses claimed that they saw men in black robes with their hoods on approach a car that had just been in a very bad car crash. And these men in these creepy black robes picked up these dead or unconscious bodies and started to bite their necks, drinking their blood. And these eyewitnesses were terrified. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. Now they stated that this all happened very fast. Now it's no wonder people in this area are just terrified of vampires. There are some pretty dark stories about evil people, killers, that do drink human blood. Not that long ago, there was a serial killer in Kenya that was finally caught. This man would drive around, kidnap people, mostly young people, then drink all their blood before dumping their bodies in the woods. And the people of Kenya, they were terrified. They believed that whoever did this was a vampire. And in a way, he was. Now, when this man was questioned by the authorities, he showed no remorse. He had no empathy for what he did. He just told the police that he needed to drink blood, human blood, and in total, 10 lives were lost. Now, this next case is even more horrifying. It is a horror movie that maybe even Hollywood wouldn't make because of all the lives that were lost. And something unexplainable, something paranormal did happen here. And this paranormal event actually led to this man being caught. Last year in Kenya, a woman was looking all around for her sister as she was missing, just like many other women in this area. But one night she had a dream. She stated that her sister Josephine woke her up and led her toward a hill. Then she pointed down this hill and said, "I'm inside the water. Please get me out. Please find me and bury me." Now, shaken by this dream, she, with the help of others, found this hill. And at the bottom of this hill was a quarry. And in this quarry, there was a body. But there was also tons of body parts from many women. In total, 42 women were killed. And this quarry was their final resting place. Now, they believe that this man is a vampire. I think it's evil itself. And the dream that this woman had is truly unexplainable. This is like something out of a horror movie. It took a ghost to catch a demon. Now, some say that this man is innocent. But that no longer matters because he escaped. He, or the real killer, is still out there. Until next time, this is Paranormal Junkie. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.